This week on the Beyond Mods podcast, we take a visit at some of the games that really stuck with us throughout our lifetime.
Games that shaped us growing up, games that we play forevermore. These are the big ones that hit home forever and will never let us down.
So come and join us.
In another one.
Welcome back to the Beyond Mods podcast. I am Beyond Joe.
And I'm Stephen.
We've got a bit of a fun episode. So it's off the back of a video I did, chucked up on my channel. So do check that out if you fancy it. But it's sort of the games. How would you describe it? That's what I want to do. How would you describe what we're going to do today?
So this set of games are ones. So to me, the way that I thought your list might be, well, not like this exactly, but it's kind of how I wanted to do it because it was my take on it. So for me, it's games that I can timelessly go back to, sort of thing, because they've had that much of an effect on my life. I can, whatever game these are, I can just go back, I can play and be happy, and it's partly member berries, it's partly just because I think they're great games, and they've had probably an effect on me that's affected me not personality wise, but you know, they built me a little bit.
So I liked the idea, like the games that made us. They help to mold us into who we are, and definitely hold something special in our hearts, for one reason or another. And I don't think I'd be the same person I am today without some of these games. So I definitely didn't get a chance to go off all my games. I sort of hinted in my video I had a massive stack, so I'm really happy to have a chance to talk about some extras today. And some of them aren't even ones that I had to hand then. It's since doing it, I've thought more, and some things have come to mind. So I'm really excited to talk more about it.
Yeah, like there are a few other games that I really wanted to have on this list that are like sort of honorable mentions, but so there could definitely be a part 2. Where we go to 10, because this would be top 5. Not well, I guess top 5. They all sort of rank all together. I don't think there's any sort of ranking.
Right, it's hard to rank something that affected you. And like I said, the whole reason was I was trying to think of like top 10s and things like this, and I was like, my brain doesn't really work like that. It's when you've played so many games, it's very hard.
They're all number one.
Yeah, but sometimes the ones that really rank high kind of are.
There's no distinction between. No, definitely not.
Well, I'm excited to hear.
I could definitely put 5 more on this list. So there's 5 more number ones easily.
Well, let's see how we go. Let's see how much time we have, and we'll just keep going as much as we can. I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll only get to 3. It all depends how much we like to talk about.
Yeah. Oh no. Well, I'm gonna. Shall I start with a big one, or like? Because there is sort of like bigger hits in here, and not necessarily smaller, but smaller. Shall I start small or start big?
Start with whatever you feel
you need to. Start small. This was a difficult decision, this one. I went between 3 games for a hot sec, and I landed on Final Fantasy 9 between 8, 9, and 10. Because 8 was my first one.
Okay.
10 was the first one that I really understood what I was doing and played, but 9 just holds that special place in my heart. All 3 of those games have got great stories, but 9 has got like so many heart-wrenching moments that as like an 11-year-old, 12-year-old playing this game, I was like, wait, what? No, please. And I don't think. Really, I don't like. There's a couple of games that have made me cry, story wise, but this was like probably the first one. Like Vivi's whole character arc in this game is
Oh
heartbreaking,
yeah.
and the whole the whole thing just like the magical world at that age, it really sucked me in, and the art style of it was so playful, and whimsical to a degree. Like all the characters, like weird animal variations, had hippo people, mouse people, cat people, dog people, all sorts, everything. Um, and that was my first introduction to Final Fantasy like that. Because I'd played 8 and I'd seen 7, and they were both sort of more the future style. But all the older games were medieval, and this was my first medieval Final Fantasy, and I just fell in love with all of it, like the um, saving the princess story, because who does as a 10, 11-year-old boy who didn't love those. um, Steiner, the captain of the knights, what jokes, dude. I hated him growing up. Like, why is he on my party? I never had him on my party because I
Really?
hated him because he was so mean to Zidane. Um, but then, obviously, replays. I actually grew to appreciate him quite a lot. He's quite funny. I didn't. I took him seriously ish
Okay.
as like a kid. Being dumb like that, I was like, "No, bro, what are you doing?" Yeah. Uh, just what a game! What a game!
What a game. I Final Fantasy 9. It's hard not to put it on my list because I was really torn because Final Fantasy 9 was the first one I played on release. So that's the one I got
Oh,
on
okay,
release. Because I'd played
that's cool.
7, loved it. We skipped 8, and 9 was the one that I played on release. And a little interesting nitbit. Obviously, I did some filming for Harry Potter at one point when I was about 14. So I would have been 14 when I was still playing this game. And I used to take my PlayStation to filming, so I had it in my little trailer thing, and the kid who played Neville Longbottom, can't remember his actual name, but he was like, "Oh, could I borrow your game?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah, no worries." Bitch still has my game. He still has my original copy of Final Fantasy 9. So Neville Longbottom, I can't remember your real name. Give me my fucking game back. Yeah.
Jokes.
So
Well,
there you go.
like I remember going into school in like year 7 and 8, having woken up early to carry on playing Final Fantasy before school. I live super close to my secondary school, so it was within 200 meters of my front door, so I could leave and get to school in 5 minutes. So I'd wake up early, whack on Final Fantasy, and I remember getting to like cutscenes or having just beat a boss and being like, "Shit, I gotta get going now." And then like trying to hide my PlayStation being on, and like just doing anything I could to carry on that save because I'd done something. I was like, "Oh my god, oh!" And something's kicking off, and oh, I remember it specifically being one of them being the part where the Alexandria becomes Alexander,
Oh,
the summon. And it was just before that where Beatrix,
yes.
sorry, not Bellatrix, Beatrix, and Steiner are like fighting off worms and stuff, and I couldn't save in the middle of it, and that bit to me was just so cool because of how their characters had evolved so far. I was like, I get to play as her finally, and whacking, rushing back from school. Hope they didn't see. I hope they didn't see. I hope they didn't see. Yes, still on. Oh, amazing.
The things we used to
Amazing.
do to keep Lego games in the old times before the
Yep.
putting consoles to sleep and the like.
Just like so covering up the little lights on the front with like a bit of paper. It was just like I put some stuff over the top for the PS4, PS1, even just like pushed it back on the shelf, so it was a bit further in, and they would never have gone in my room, but
You don't want to
they
take
might
the
have
risk, do
done.
you? Not
Yeah,
back then.
yeah. But that used to do that a lot. That was fun.
Nice. What? It's just such a
Yeah,
good game. Um, yeah, I that's a game that again I think we could do a lot of talking about, and I would love it if we could do a retrospective of Final Fantasy at some point. Just spend the time playing through them all from start to finish, because they are
Oh
they
God,
are brilliant games. Um,
they are. That'd be a long
it
series.
would be a long series, but what a series it would be!
We could actually do 9 together. 9 is a multiplayer game.
It is.
Yep.
How so?
You can play battles 2-player.
I had no idea.
So you can each controller gets 2 characters.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Okay,
You pick
you've
you
told me
pick your
something new.
characters. It's not random. I don't think you can do it online. I think it's only couch. Well, yeah, no, it wouldn't be
No.
online. Only couch, but that's yeah. Me and Eddie had a playthrough doing that.
Nice.
That was
And
cool.
so a game that you can still play today. Wicked.
Yeah,
um, shall I do one?
yeah. Go for it.
So this is one that is a bit funny for me because it's Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. So I had never played Call of Duty before. I've never been into armies and like realistic shooters. I've never been into realistic much. I like fantasy. I like things that can't actually happen. As we sort of discussed on horror films before, I don't like the horror films that are realistic. Just like I don't like war's pretty horrific. So some of the stuff you do in these games is pretty messed up. And yeah.
Yeah, when you think about it.
But what it was for me, it was the multiplayer aspect. So I was in my second year at uni. I was in a house with 2 new guys,
Yes,
so Matt and Mitch, and we went to Asda's for a midnight release. So it was the first midnight release I'd ever done. We all queued up outside, got in, got our copies, come home. We spent all night up playing it, and obviously I sucked because I've never really played many first person shooters and things like this. And the multiplayer aspect of that, playing with these 2 guys and the 3 of us constantly playing throughout our second year of uni, it was awesome. I'd never experienced online multiplayer games. Like, it wasn't something that I partook in. I didn't play MMOs. I never had online connection. So to have this uni house where I can connect online and I can do these things, it was amazing. And for me, it wasn't about necessarily the graphics. It wasn't about the gameplay. I mean, which was still super fun. It was about the teamwork, playing with my friends, and trying to get bigger kill streaks and who can get the most points. And yeah, Modern Warfare 2 was an awesome game. And I'll never forget that. And I think that really cemented my friendship with Matt. Hey Matt, if you're listening, because yeah, it was it brought us so close together, and sometimes far
yeah.
apart if we didn't help each other out. So
Yeah, both. I had a quite well, not with like getting it on release. Because I was too poor for that because I was first year of uni when it came up. So yeah, similar experience. That would have been on my list. Halo 3 was my first online multiplayer. That would have been on my list as well, but didn't quite make it. That would be on the next list,
nice.
maybe. But Modern Warfare 2 was my first introduction to like properly playing games like that with online against people around the world. That was that's a good choice.
And I think it was also thinking about, for the first time I'd ever used like party chat and things like this. That's crazy to think it took till I was at uni to really get into that sort of thing. I was such a solo player previously. Couch co-op, not inclusive, obviously, but yeah, to chat with your friends. And the funniest thing is that we'd always hear each other and we'd be in different rooms. And yeah, by the end of our year playing that game, there was a lot of competition, but mainly about who could get the better connection. I remember Mitch. So we were all on Wi-Fi, and Mitch, the clever bugger, went out and bought himself a cable, an Ethernet cable. So he was hardwired into our router, and I was always like, "You fucker! Of course you're going to have the best connection." So yeah, but yeah, shout out, boys. That was an awesome experience.
That's cool. That's pretty sweet. I had played a couple of Call of Duty, like the solo Call of Duties and Medal of
That was
Honor.
it, Medal of Honor.
PS1
Yeah,
ones, those ones I'd played.
I had a cracked version of Medal of Honor on PlayStation 1 because my I don't know, some relative cracked my PlayStation 1 for me, like my grandma's friend or something. And I remember having Medal of Honor
Yeah.
for that. But again, I didn't like it. I was just like, well, this is fine.
Oh, I quite enjoyed that. I liked like the espionage element to some of them. That was quite fun. They're the only ones I was ever any good at because you could just kill everybody and get away with not doing the espionage sometimes. Uh, I'm gonna do a big one,
Oh, cool.
and this will come as no surprise, but I couldn't pick one game in the franchise for this because there's too many that, and that's Monster Hunter. Um, I think this game is the game that apart from my other big one, is the game that I go back to most across so many different versions, and I'm just happy to like start completely afresh and go straight to the end and not care and be happy the whole time. From like Freedom on the PSP, like that was my one of my first introductions to like LAN play because PSP you could play multiplayer with people on just in the area, and a bunch of us, loads of us. Well, we had a party of four that played it like quite
So
regularly.
cool.
We'd just like go to Pizza Hut when Pizza Hut still did the
Yeah.
buffets and get buffet, eat loads of pizza and play Monster Hunter on the side, charge our PSPs while we eat some more pizza, play some more, and that was I'll always remember those magical times. And then going to a world,
Hmm.
even which I think I've said it, I think is the best game in the franchise personally. Well, Iceborne version, and I think what now I've played through that game 3 times now because I've played through with
Yeah.
you pretty much. I've played through myself twice. I did like thousands of hours across all the games.
Yeah, it's got to be a lot.
I don't know what else to say because I think like all of that just sort of speaks for itself, which is weird because it's one of the big ones. I'd be like, there's more I could say, but
And
like
do you remember how you first found out about it? I am curious. Did someone get it first? Was there one person who was like, you have to try this, or was it magazines
Unite,
or
Unite, well, no, Freedom, Louis and a guy called Daniel at school got first because they had PSPs, and I think our friend Stanley as well. They all three of those guys got it, and then I got one for Christmas, and I got that game with it. But I played Monster Hunter before because I could Devil May Cry 3 had the demo disc.
yeah.
I played the demo, and then remember Game used to do like 3 for 2 on pre-owned, and it was like £8 each, or there was like £14 for 2 games. And I used to be sneaky, and when they had a return policy, I'd return all 3 games and just recycle through and find something I liked. And I played Monster Hunter as one of those games on PS2, so I knew about the game. Because of that, I was actually a little down on it because it had the joystick controller. I wasn't very good at it and didn't really understand what I was doing. Um, the PSP one was where I kind of it all clicked.
Nice.
Like we developed a special way to hold the PSP. It's called the claw. So you finger up on the left trigger, this finger doing the controls, and your thumb doing the analog stick. Like to actually be able to play the game to its maximum. And we did this, yeah, without knowing online. And this is actually a thing that spread through the whole. Everybody did this. Um, like the claw is actually a thing,
Oh yeah.
like in Monster Hunter, which is kind of crazy. I thought it was like we all did it, and this game to change the whole series of gamers to play their PSPs like this,
It's
and everybody
crazy.
kind of figured that out all together. That's great, I think. Um, I remember sitting on forums, on game FAQ forums, trying to like figure out how to get items because we had no idea
Hmm.
like really what to do to get stuff. How because the old games you had it wasn't a clear way to unlock the next rank up. You had to do certain missions out of like 20 missions. And figuring out how to do those, they were like brutally unforgiving.
Yeah.
Like the monsters had terrible hitboxes in the old games and PSP games. It was great. There was something called a plesoth, which was a big fish, and it used to do its hip attack. People would call it the hip check. And you could be standing nowhere near this thing, behind it. In fact, say you're standing one side of it, and it hip checks away from you. Somehow it hits you. It'll be miles away because its wingspan was so big. You could be like this much under its wing, and you'd be in its hitbox.
Cheeky.
Yeah. So annoying, but so good. Yeah. So Monster Hunter old games were special. Bringing like the sense of community that came with it was very cute.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, I can definitely see why, and playing World through with you is a game that could easily be one of the games I could talk about here. Just because that was such a special time for me. It's the first thing that we really streamed together. It was me relearning Monster Hunter because I played the 3DS games. They were my introduction to it. But so to playing this console game that I never got a chance to play when it released, and having you help me through it, it was great. And God, what a series! That game series just keeps evolving while also maintaining what it's always been. It's special.
Yeah. It's not afraid to. I now appreciate the split between console and handheld more than I used to. When I was a bit more of a games, Monster Hunter should be Monster Hunter. Like when it went onto Switch and stuff, I was a bit like, oh. But I appreciate the creative split between the two games.
Nice.
And now I'm just like, it's Monster Hunter. Give me it and I'll play it.
If you want to hear us talk a lot more about Monster Hunter, we actually had an episode where we had Ken with us. So check that out. A special episode where we just we just absolutely go into it on Monster Hunter. So definitely check it out. Cool. Should we keep going?
Yeah, go for it.
So this one is actually one that I didn't really think about much until we started actually recording today. But it's one that massively changed me because probably not necessarily always positive, but it was Pokemon Go. So Pokemon Go, when that first came out, I obsessed over that game.
Crazy.
Well, you say crazy. This is another level of crazy for me. Like, I didn't know. I lived in near Canary Wharf at the time. I was working for Superdry, and I didn't really go about London that much solo. Do you know what I mean? I'd get trains places and things like this. So if I wanted to go to one place, I'll get a train, get off the train. Want to go somewhere else, get back on the train, go to the next place. And what this did is it opened up London to me. So instead of getting on a train from Tottenham Court Road to Oxford Street, I'd walk there. And then I'd walk to Camden. And then I'd walk. And I would just walk the whole of London. I realised, actually, it's big, but it's not as big as I thought it was. And
it's not.
We created I can't remember, what was it, a WhatsApp group or a I think it was Facebook Messenger or something. We had a group, and me and Ken, we created it. And there ended up being hundreds and hundreds of people in this group because we would just meet people and add them. And if a monster was nearby in London, we'd all shout out where it was. And if you were nearby, you'd run to it. I rented more Boris bikes than I've ever rented in the history of ever, and I haven't rented one since. I was obsessed, and I remember when it first released, there was a big race to the first to catch them all, so the first to 150, and it was huge. And I desperately wanted to be that person. And I remember it was the variants. So there was variants in other countries, and I was like, well, I'm going to save up, and I'm going to, so long as I get all the ones in the UK, I'm getting the tickets, and I'm going to go get a Tauros. I'm going to go get Farfetch. I'm going to go get these monsters. I'm going to go around the world. And I needed Chansey. Chansey was the one that was eluded me, and I couldn't get it. and I searched everywhere. I walked for miles. I hatched so many eggs, everything I could do to get it, and I was getting nowhere. And then I remember the day that I read that someone had done it. They'd got the 150, and my heart broke in so many ways because I thought maybe this would be the one. I'd walked thousands upon thousands of kilometers, and it got me so much fitter and healthier. And like Belle was getting involved, she was coming for walks with me, and yeah, it was it. I'm a very anxious person. I don't talk to people easily, but something about knowing about Pokemon, understanding Pokemon, being able to talk to these people about Pokemon, I wasn't afraid. I was confident. I was happy to talk to these people and meet people and add them to this group. And I've never had a game like that since. I've never had a game like it before, and I don't think there will ever be a game like that again. And it was a global phenomenon. I'm aware. I'm not alone in how much this game affected me. But yeah, and I did end up getting Chansey. But believe it or not, it wasn't until me and Belle were on a trip. We were in LA, and it was at a baseball game. Was it LA? I don't remember. But I remember being at a baseball game and seeing it pop up on the nearby thing. I was like, fuck this. And I remember getting up out of my seat. I was like, I'll be back. And like turned on my data and like, this is going to cost so much money, but I have to get it. Tried. And I got it on, got this chance. I was so happy to finally have it. And pretty much at that point, stopped playing. I was like, I'm done. I got it. I'm happy now.
I remember being out with you, Ken. I think Belle, maybe, and Abby were there as well. This time we were out doing it, and being in a park somewhere where it was pissing down with rain, and you and Ken, like, my phone wasn't good enough, and my
Yeah, I
data
remember
just
you having
couldn't
data
pick up
issues.
playing this game, and I remember you and Ken jumping over this fence, walking into some trees to get like it might have been I can't remember if it was a Squirtle, it was something, but and just like then 5, 6 other people appearing and being like, I can't reach it. I was like, bro, other people have hopped the fence already, and just like directing people towards where you'd gone.
Was that?
So like, people are already hopped.
Were you there? Was that Greenwich Park? Because we were at Greenwich Park and there was some house and there was a Dragonite, and we jumped, we climbed a fence. And I remember the security guard came and was like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, you can't seriously think this is okay?"
Pokemon.
And I was like, "Dude, I just want to get this Dragonite. I promise I'll leave." And he was just like, "Just do it quick." And it was like,
and then more people come.
Yeah, could have got in a lot of trouble there. You didn't really think about it because it was just fuck it. What I'll get done for trespassing. They'll tell me off, slap me on the wrist.
I'm going to be the very best.
Yeah, the desire was so real. God, I used to walk around so much every day off. I'd be like, "See ya, I'm going on my mission." Starting, I work a 9 to 5 catching Pokemon. Yeah, Pokemon Go.
If there was a way to get potions more on Monster Hunter, I would go out and playing it more. But like, potions are just so scarce that you kind of got to save them up until you actually want to do something, and then go in bursts.
Fair.
Yeah. Sometimes you can get lucky, but sometimes not.
Right, what you got?
Oh, what should we do next? Okay, so Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry 1 specifically, sort of. I remember when I was a kid, I was a little bit of a scaredy pants. Like, wasn't big fan of, not a big fan of horror games, but like, I never played Resident Evil, never played Silent Hill. I didn't really want to be jumped, scared playing games or anything like that. It wasn't my thing. And I remember then being at my uncle's one time and seeing Devil May Cry on his shelf and being like, can I borrow this? And so, yeah, sure. And be like, I'm going to play my a horror game, because it kind of didn't. It looked horror-ish, but horror that I could get behind and handle at that point. And this sort of, like, I never really played many horror games after this, but I felt like because of Devil May Cry, I would have been more open to playing them. And I tried Resi 4 and stuff like that. I don't think I would have done if I didn't play Devil May Cry. But yeah, finding out about Dante and dad, and then the later games, his brother, just Devil May Cry, bro. It's the most outrageous, edgelordy nonsense. But fuck if Dante isn't cool as shit.
Right.
Fuck if Virgil isn't cool as shit. Hell yeah, he is the storm that is approaching. And uh, the music that they throw over it, it is the. It's like the coolest game, I think. The Devil May Cry series does not take itself seriously at all. Just go out, do crazy combos, slash up these monsters. Like I didn't think it would be that sort of game, and I thought it would be more spooky and like, oh, and I just had such a blast. Fine, massive tarantula turned on. All the
fucking tarantula.
Like, yeah. So and Devil May Cry 1, then I played through so many times. That was like what got me into playing games, making them harder, because you kept like unlocking different difficulties as you played through them. And I remember getting to a decent one, and I'd be like, no, I can't do this anymore.
Spent.
Yeah, and that sort of gave me an appreciation of getting good at games
Good.
as well. So I think like that is what's given me the patience to play like Dark Souls and Elden Ring style games and slow down and do things properly instead of just being like no, push square to win, which yeah, and then with Devil May Cry, just a whole series, I've got to say as well. This isn't just a one gamer. Devil May Cry 3 making the lore that much deeper. For me, it was just like, oh shit, there's more to this than just it being slash crazy weapons, triple S mega combos. Yeah, introducing Virgil, and then in 4 introducing another dude, and then Dante playing as multiple characters, and then 5 was cool. I thought even like that weird remake was. I appreciate it artistically.
Is that
For what it was, it might
DMC?
not, but yeah, Dante with black hair until he gets white hair. That was the only thing I thought was weird. But for what it was, it's like Devil May Cry 2. You don't talk about it really, but I appreciate both of them for what they were.
Yeah.
Devil May Cry 2 bringing in fucking like knock off Heihachi to be the bad guy. That was great. Also introducing the fact that maybe you could play as a different character in the game. Because you play as Lucia.
Yeah.
And at the time playing through it, I was like, "Oh, this is kind of alright. I'm just playing Devil May Cry." But yeah, when you actually compare how good they are to the other games, they are pretty not great. But still, cool as fuck. Devil May Cry, smoking sweet style.
I never owned Devil May Cry 1. I played a demo of it, and I think that was on Resident Evil 4. I can't remember what, but I played a demo of it on some Resi game or some Capcom game, and thought it was amazing. I was just like, "This is so cool! I need to get this." And for whatever reason, I didn't for a while. Like I played it after 2, I think. 2 was the first one that I properly played. So I don't dislike 2 as much as I think a lot of other people do the series, because that was just, again, when it's your first one, it's there. This is fine. This is what it is, right? You can't if you don't have anything to compare it to, you can't.
No.
But then obviously appreciated the others even more when I played them. So
yeah, I think because like I played 2 quite soon after playing 1, because I think 2 had come out and I'd seen 2 maybe, and then I'd saw 1 on my uncle's shelf. Oh, maybe I'll try this one first. But I enjoyed it the first time I played it, but then playing the other games later on, it sort of realized, oh, okay, it is a bit of a knockoff. And then when I learned more about the making of it and it not being made with actual creators say so, that puts a bit of a downer on it. Oh, Capcom, you naughty. Be good.
Well, they're much better now.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope.
Yeah.
We don't really know what goes on
Sort
behind
of.
closed doors, right? Yeah, great shout, man. What a cool game. And still hoping for more, I guess. That's
Yeah.
the thing. You'd play it if it
Always.
comes out. So,
Always. Hell, man, I'll take a reboot of one.
oh, I'd love a reboot of one. But
That'd be sweet.
yeah,
But
it's very
it's a bit
special.
too probably small now.
Yeah, but if it
It'd
was
have to
a
be stretched out, which is a problem.
if it was a reboot remake, then they were just similar. You know how they do them now. Look at Final Fantasy VII,
Or just
three games.
just do three. Start with three.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
1+3.
Or seven. Oh no, it'd be six. Yeah, six. Bring six. Make it about Nero. Yeah, that's fine.
Just all of it,
I'm happy with that.
all of it, all over your face. Um, shall I do my next one?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay, so I am a big fan of the Dark Souls games. So I remember reading about Demon Souls and giving it a go. And I had it for PS3 and it absolutely kicking my ass. And never really getting it, trying really hard and playing it a lot, but never fully understanding. It's a very different game, Demon Souls. You sort of go into different worlds and then you have a base. It's not, yeah, just a very different game. Which I know the further games are similar, but it's more of like it feels more open because although there's a hub, you sort of then you don't go through portals as such. You just sort of traverse, and it unlocks new areas and things like this. But the game that made me feel like maybe I was better than I thought I was when Bloodborne came out, and that game made me feel special because I remember getting the PS4 and I'd heard about Bloodborne, and then I'd heard that there was going to be a special beta and they were going to invite people, and it was going to be a limited invitation. You couldn't sign up for it, and I got invited. And I felt like the king of gamers. I was like, fucking how? And it was something to do with apparently how many hours of playtime you'd had on Dark Souls. And based on that, if you on your
Oh,
PSN, they would, because they wanted people who had an interest in. That's my understanding. I'm
yeah.
sure someone will correct me, but that's how I've always understood it. And so I remember it was the first time I'd ever played a beta. It was a limited time. I could only play it between X hour and X hour. And I played the shit out of it. I was like, right, I have to just do everything I can. I have to learn about it as much as I can. They're going to ask me questions at the end. Um, and when it finally came out, I gave that game my everything and explored it. And I preferred the more hack and slash sort of heavier approach than the Dark Souls, Demon Souls games, which were a bit more sort of defensive, a bit more take your time. Whereas Bloodborne felt a lot faster and a lot more brutal, and it included like aliens and proper demonic creatures, which I know were in other games, but it was proper gothic, proper like grungy, and I loved it. Bloodborne for me is a game that will always be very special. I'm not one of these sickos who's like, please give me Bloodborne HD. Like I've played Bloodborne, I've loved it for what it is. I platinum that game, and it it is phenomenal for me. But it's not something that I would necessarily need to go back to all the time. There are so many different FromSoft games that I enjoy. Each one of them feels a little bit like I'm going back to it. I get glimpses of it in other games, so I'm fine not having to go back to these games. And so much is always coming out that I've always been a bit funny about replaying games now. I will replay stuff that I've not played for years, but I'm not going to replay something that I've played in the past sort of like 5 to 10 years. It's just not. I mean, saying that, if they did a remake and they brought out PS5, I'd play the fuck out of it. But
Yeah, I was gonna
if
say.
it was just like the graphics are better, I'd be like, okay, well, I've never had a problem with
Yeah,
graphics. I've never, not
yeah,
until I
you're
go
right.
back and I go, oh yeah, it looks a bit shitty. But at the time, it was the
Mhm.
best that it was. So I remember
Yeah,
it being great. I
yeah.
don't remember it being bad graphics. It's a fun one. But yeah, fucking such a good game.
Nice.
Hell to the beast.
Yeah, I never Bloodborne. I never really got on with. But I've FromSoft games I got into because of Eddie. I remember getting Skyrim and he had Dark Souls and he was like, you should get Dark
They
Souls. And I was
came
like,
out the
oh,
same
okay.
week.
I was like, okay, yeah, sure. And I remember us being all at Philip's house playing Dark Souls together, and like whenever he died, pass the controller next to us
Oh,
and cry.
nice.
And then I'd go home and do the same thing we did at Philip's. And we're like, right, I know where this cool item is now. um, yeah. But Bloodborne, I never quite got the hang of. Yeah, but love FromSoft, man.
Oh,
Love that
FromSoft.
stuff.
They are phenomenal, and yeah, I'm looking forward. I hope they. I loved Elden Ring, but I always get really overwhelmed when games are
There is,
massive. I just like,
yeah,
oh, it's just a yeah, it's just
and I
overwhelming
always,
for a completionist, for someone who feels like they need to do it all.
yeah, and I don't know. I always feel like I've got to do things in a certain order to get a build and then play the game. But yeah, it doesn't feel as organic,
Yeah,
I guess, as some of the other games. Where yeah,
intense
um,
FOMO, man. I Elden Ring, the whole time I was playing it, I had FOMO. I was like, well, if I'm going here, what if I'd have gone here instead first? And it's so cryptic that you don't know if actually if you'd have talked to this person first, you'd have opened this, which will allow this. But you've actually
yeah,
skipped that, so you'll never see it unless you start again.
yeah,
Start again.
yeah. You got new character. Um, no, I always just feel like I've got to go to certain XP farms, do those quick, get to like level 30, do this thing to get something, then go to the next XP farm, do that till we get to like level 60, so you can get some HP and get some stats, then go get your weapon, and then you got to go to all the places to get the thing to get your weapon maxed, and then you go do play the game. Then all good. But because I've played I've completed it like I've completed it once, but I've got 3 characters and I've played it a load.
I've never completed Elden Ring. Here's my gamer card. Take it. I know I don't deserve it. It's on my backlog. I need to finish it. Something else came along, and I love it. I love playing it. I just haven't gone back to it. I will. Yeah, I will.
I want to do the DLC. I haven't done that yet.
Maybe we'll play through it.
But
Maybe we'll play through some Elden Ring. That's not a bad shout.
yeah, it might be easier to multiplayer now.
Yeah.
We'll get invaded a lot. We'll get fucked up.
Who knows?
um, Next one is like it's not a guilty pleasure at all because they're fucking awesome games. But Ratchet and Clank. I got a special place in my heart for that Lombax and that little robot. It will be there forever and ever. Like ever since the PS3, I think I've platinumed every single one of those games. PS1, like that first time I was like, what the fuck? I'm this little dude that's got like 14, 15 different guns that all do these cool things. What the hell? And then in number 2, you can level up those guns. You make them do crazier stuff. In number 3, even crazier things. And it just escalated without ever getting boring. And it's the same thing every time. Just jump to this thing, jump to this thing, shoot this thing. Jump to this thing, jump to this thing, shoot this thing. But it's so magical.
Yeah.
Like, and the story is super basic, but the story is real cool as well. I'm gonna go save the universe, motherfucker. Screw you guys. Yeah, and I really appreciated when they tried to give that game like an actual ongoing storyline. Like Clank is actually like a descendant of a time robot god or some nonsense
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
right? Ratchet being Lombax is being Lombax is lost with his race, not so much anymore. All sorts of
Well,
stuff
parallel.
like yeah, but I appreciated them trying all sorts of like new stuff with the games as well, with doing like the dimensional time rift stuff, like swapping where you are. Yeah, I love Ratchet and Clank. I love getting rhinos. And seeing what music they're going to play this time. I was a bit disappointed with the most recent one.
That's the
But
disco ball one.
I can't remember.
I know. I
Off the
remember the
top of my
weapon that you
head.
shoot a disco ball and everyone just starts dancing and then you like just take a run out.
I think that's just the disco ball is normally just a separate thing. There's
Okay.
always normally a weapon that will make people dance. There's always one that will turn them into some sort of
Yeah.
farmyard animal. Always something that will suck them in, and then you like there's always like some weird like water turret as well that will make, or some sort of like little turret thing little Agents of Chaos, Mr. Zircon,
Zircon, yeah,
and the whole Zircon family.
Mrs.
Yeah, I
Zircon.
love. They gave them up. There's Mr. Zircon, there's Mrs. Zircon, and then there's baby Zircons now. Oh, it's so cute. Mrs. Zircon became the weapon vendor, which was cute. Just taking over the business.
Insomniac Games, man, they're just phenomenal. They're incredibly talented. Yeah, Kings. First, Ratchet and Clank was the first game I ever played on my PlayStation 3. I think it was Into the Nexus. I think. I can't recall exactly. Or was Tools of Destruction a PS3 one?
I was going to say it's probably Tools of Destruction. I think Nexus was PS4.
Okay, but yeah, I was either Tools or Nexus, so that would make sense. But yeah, I think Tools. Maybe Nexus was the smaller one, but yeah, loved it. I thought
Nexus was quite a short game.
So, but
it was only like a few things to do.
It was what I wanted. It was exact, and I'd always loved 3D platformers, but adding in the weapons, like you said, you have the platforming, but instead of just whacking stuff, you're shooting, and it makes it really fun. Yeah, it was amazing. I think that was when I played the Sly games as well, which I also rate for similar reasons, but more stealthy.
I always like. It always upset me that Jak and Daxter never continued, because I always felt like Ratchet and Clank and Jak and Daxter are sort of synonymous with each other to me. And I would have loved there to be more Jak and Daxter games, but yeah, Ratchet was just too cool.
We got Last of Us instead.
Fair play to Naughty.
Yeah, good for Naughty. Like, imagine that, Crash to Jak to Last of Us.
Yeah.
Fucking, they went places.
Yeah.
But no. And you played through the PS4 one recently, right? The PS5 one, sorry. Relatively recently.
Yeah. Platinum that. I'm pretty damn sure platinum.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have stopped until I did.
Yeah, that was my
New Game Plus, hard mode. Like, normally Ratchet and Clank is one of the games I'm so confident in playing that I will go hard mode straight away.
Badass.
I would not play on normal just because I'm like, I can do it. I'll die a bunch, but
I can do it.
Yeah.
Very good auto saving in that game as well. It was never too frustrating to die, which was always nice. So yeah, wicked. I think this might be time for my last one.
Yeah, I got one more.
Perfect. So I don't want to bring things down, but this game, it really took me by surprise. So for those people who, well, I'll start off. When Breath of the Wild came out, I didn't want to play it, and I didn't play it for about 4 years after it came out, because I didn't want it to spoil Zelda for me. I didn't like the idea of this open world. I didn't like the idea of no dungeons. I didn't like the idea of it. And when I played it, it was fine. It's a great game, but it didn't blow me away like it does for so many other people. I've never been this obsessive open world guy. Something happened in my life. Me and my wife, we lost a son, and we named him Link. And it's not just because of Zelda, because that would be a bit odd. But it's he will always link me and my wife together. He is the link to my past. He will link to my future. He will link us all together forever, my son. And so playing Tears of the Kingdom when it came out, I never really put the two together. But playing that game, I felt like I was playing a game with my son. And that for me no one can reach that level. It shocked me, because it's just what his name is. But when Zelda would be talking about Link, and Link, you're like, I need you, and you Link, you're my hero. I don't know why, hearing his name while I played a game, it was surprising. And again, really not to bring it down, because it's super positive, because it allowed me to go on this massive adventure. And I did bawl when it finished. For it to have ended, that was the hardest thing about that game. But to be able to play through a game, it felt like I was playing with my son the whole time, and I'm never going to be able to play a game with him. And yeah, we don't have to talk about that one for a while. But Tears of the Kingdom and Link, it's fucking magical.
It's made me cry, bro.
It's a magical game as well. It's a great game, and that's the thing. It's
Yeah,
a
no, dude,
really good game. Um,
I'm actually so happy that you had that experience.
yeah,
That's beautiful. Like that's genuinely
and
that's really
again,
really
it
cute.
wasn't because in my eyes, my son Link is not the Link from the games. That's not why. But when you
No,
hear
but
someone say your son's
to play
name,
it,
and
but to
uh,
play it after that experience, and subconsciously do that. I don't know. Just
yeah,
that's one of the beautiful things about video games. They
right.
take you to a different place, and you they are what you put into them, what you take out of them, and if that's what you put into it and took out of it, that's beautiful and magical, man. Like,
Yeah. So,
I'm so happy you had that experience.
but yeah, thanks Nintendo for that one. You surprised me. And again, going into it, never expected that to be what I would feel or how it would go. But it's made that game extra
Yeah,
special. So
to you just went into it like I'm gonna
yeah,
play
just gonna play
a
another video
Zelda game,
game.
and
Holy
then all of
fuck!
a sudden you're like,
Yeah, it's like
wait a minute, no, that's
games are special, man. They affect us in surprising ways.
something in you needed that to happen, and that allowed you to outlet it and in such a lovely positive way, and then to take it out that you played with your son. That's you know
Yeah,
that's beautiful, bro.
yeah.
Thank you for sharing that,
No,
man.
I had to.
Oh, that was really sweet. Um, my next game is the greatest game of all time. Um,
Oh, I think I know what this might
is
be.
oh yeah, it's RuneScape.
It's always
Um,
RuneScape.
it's RuneScape, bro. RuneScape, I've spoken about before. Now you can listen to me waffle on about it
Oh,
for
I love it.
another god show. You're probably going to have to stop me.
No, no, go.
RuneScape was my first introduction to MMORPGs. That happened when I was like 16, 17. I have played that game, yeah, so consistently now, nearly for 20 years, I've played that game. In almost all of its iterations, apart from the classic version. And I have loved all of them. Like RuneScape. So RuneScape started with RuneScape Classic. It was like 2D scroll, not scrolly at all. Sorry, so 2D still clicky game, but very 2D. I joined during RuneScape 2. It became made it more 3D, which is probably the game that most people will have seen if you see RuneScape. Then yeah, RuneScape 2 went through a lot of crazy changes and became a more 3D MMO sort of game. But I played that as well, and that was the time I was probably most socially active in it. I was big time because that was during university. Um, I was in a big clan. I was quite prominent in that clan. Had a high rank. Um, yeah, I was a general, bro.
Wow.
Uh, yeah, I made friends from all over the world. Like loads of people in America, South America, um, Europe, and yeah, it just. I think it. I haven't played many other MMOs. I played a Final Fantasy 14 a fair amount, not hugely, but a good amount, not enough to be a not competitive or pro or whatever. But I couldn't do like crazy raids, but I can do basic ones. I played a bit of World of Warcraft, played a tiny bit of Guild Wars. I played a little bit of some. None of them to me hold a candle to RuneScape. I think RuneScape is the best sandbox MMORPG because you're not a character set on a path. You are a character plonked in a world. And then you just go out and you've got all of these different skills which can affect your growth. And you can yeah, sure, the quests you might need certain skills you might have to do in a certain order. But you can just go out into this world and you just try and survive and make it. And it's just some super whimsical British humor, super witty dialogue. If you're not a jackass and push spacebar and skip through it all, some of it's like so dumb funny. It's amazing. It taught me and Ken about economics to a basic level. RuneScape has its own player-run economy. There is a central stock exchange, so to speak, which you can buy and sell every item in the game in a centralized market area called the Grand Exchange. And items are prices fluctuate based on players' supply and demand. And so we learned to manipulate stock markets. We worked stupidly. I wasn't a prominent member of these clans, but Ken, back in the day, Ken was pretty rich on RuneScape. He got super lucky with some crazy drops, and then got in with these like the rich elite. Ken was in the cream of RuneScape society, honestly, at one point. But yeah, there were clans of people that would like manipulate items' prices, they would buy all of them, every single item that came onto the Grand Exchange of a certain thing would be bought. There'd be none of them. You couldn't buy them for the regular price because everyone was buying them for like 40,000 gold over. So wait, price, and then just crash the market on certain items. It's so funny. Yeah, that was great. Going out on like boss adventures, trying to kill like these super like basic bosses because you just click on them basically and do your thing, and that's about it. But back in the day, it used to be like that anyway. But now as well, when I go back to it, I've learned it to a more technical degree because when you actually boil RuneScape down, it's actually a very, very complex game, even though it's just a point and click game, because there's so many elements to combat that happen all at once. You've really got to think about 3 or 4 things going on and change your weapons, your armors, your prayers. You got to drink potions. You got to eat food. You got to watch what boss mechanics going on. You got to see what there's. More boss mechanics. I was just couldn't think of it. And it's an easy game, but difficult at the same time. There's a high skill ceiling.
Yeah.
Very, very high. And PvP aspect to it as well. There's a whole area of the game, like whole section of the map that you go to and just you can fight everyone, and it's mad. It's like you watch some PvP videos and they're nuts. RuneScape is, yeah, you just do so much. Like to talk on PvP, there's so many different there's so many innovations in like the builds you can go with, because with PvP you can only fight people within a certain level bracket. Say, so if you're level 70, you can't get like demolished by someone level 100 plus. You fight people that are say level 60 to level 80 ish. I don't know the exact brackets because I don't PvP, but you then are confined to having your combat skills not go above that. So you try and optimize what skills you're going to use. You could go with a berserker build, so you only train strength. You can try do a wacky build where you only do attack so that you can wield a weird weapon which can just bonk people even with no strength. It's just crazy innovative game. Beautiful. It's the best. I think everyone should try RuneScape for at least once in their life. It's so easy to get addicted to.
And big up Cambridge. Boop boop. Jagex.
Yeah.
The home of Cambridge is the home of Jagex. So I don't know if it always was. That I can tell you, but it's where it is now. So
Jagex was bought by a Chinese corporation a while back.
Boo.
That's where RuneScape 3 got into. Old school route. But the headquarters is still in Cambridge.
Hey!
Always has been. That's where the Gower brothers are from, who originally created it.
Nice. I wonder if I met him. Very unlikely.
Never know, maybe.
Very unlikely. Yeah, I completely understand your love for it, and it makes sense. It was the game that, like we said, it's one of the games that made you, and it's a game that you got to enjoy with your friends and made new friends on. These games that we've discussed, it's not just about the game. It's about the memories that come with them. The seeing Devil May Cry on your uncle's shelf, playing with Ken, sitting in Pizza Hut with Monsanto. That's what is special about games, and it's what's really important to not lose. I think for Bowie, for kids these days, like I really hope that they do maintain that. Uh, I don't want it to just be online all the time. Do you know what I mean? That online is important, and don't get me wrong, that's how you played. That is how you played RuneScape, but you played it with your real life friends, and I think it's so important to have
Yeah.
friends that you can then go to school and discuss with. That's why I do. It's not ever going to be in any of my lists. I don't even think I've played it for more than 10 minutes. But Fortnite, I could see that being a game of a generation because it's where people go to hang out, and that's awesome.
I prefer GTA 6 is apparently going to be like that. That's going to be a gnarly one to watch out for.
Yeah.
Gnarly. Apparently GTA 6, just going off on a tangent at the end, apparently GTA 6 is going to have some sort of blockchain associated to it.
Every game's going to have some blockchain associated to it. Cooking Mama was going to have blockchain associated with it. So who knows?
On GTA, though, I think if they get it right, that could be interesting.
If they get it right. I mean, I tell you who, we'll keep an eye out for Eddie. We need to rep it. If I can, you'll see a little Twitter link. Check out our friend Eddie. If you want to know about blockchain, crypto, all that stuff, he's got some really cool interviews as well. And so I'll definitely put them
actually,
up. So.
So blockchain gaming.
Yeah.
Some super cool stuff.
So, yeah. Well, we've been going for a little while, so we're going to end the episode here. As we sort of said at the start, I'm sure we could talk about all sorts of different franchises, all different sorts of games. As we've been playing them since we were kids, man. We've been playing these games since we were kids. And with that, we have tons of memories, and they have shaped our lives and shaped our relationships with friends, family, all sorts. So yeah, games aren't just things that we sit around and sit in our pants eating cheesy Doritos. Like that's not what games are. So yeah.
No, man, not at all. Like, people have movies, people have TV shows. Games are the same. Like it's a form of art media that it helps that you escape from the real world from.
Yeah.
You're told some story, you do some activity that takes you out of it for however long you need it for. And I will always be grateful to video games forever. I'll never stop playing them. That's my solemn vow until the day I die.
Until next time, I've been Beyond Joe.
And I am Stephen on Wednesday. Yeah, it's Wednesday.
Thank you for joining us.
And in a few, lots of worlds. Lots of worlds today.